Salam እንደምናችሁ. I hope everyone's doing well. I just want to let you know that this video is going to be both in English and in Amharinya, so I'll be switching back and forth. And the reason for that is some of the people that have requested this video only speak English, so I wanted to make it inclusive. So this entire video I will be going back and forth between languages. አሁንም ማሳያችሁ የ100% ጤፍ እንጀራዬን እንዴት አድርጌ እንደማዘጋጀው ነው። ምንም አይነት ሰልፍራይዘር ወይም የተለያዩ ጥራጥሬዎች አልገባበትም። ጤፍና ውሃ ብቻ ነው የምጠቀመው። ከመጀመሪያው እስከ መጨረሻው እንትኑንም እርሾውንም ሳዘጋጅ ጤፍና ውሃ ብቻ ነው የተጠቀምኩት። አሁን ስጋግረው እርሾውን አላዘጋጀውም። እርሾውን ቆይቻለሁ ካዘጋጀውት ስጀምር ነው ከሁለት ወር በፊት ስጀምር እርሾዬንም ራሴ አዘጋጅቼ ነውና እሱን ከሌላችሁ እርሾ ከሌላችሁ እንዴት አድርጋችሁ እንደምታዘጋጁት መጨረሻ ላይ አስረዳችኋለሁ እየቀረጽኩኝና እሱን ማየት ትችላላችሁ። እርሾ ካላችሁ ግን ካሁኑ መቀጠል ትችላላችሁ። So as I was explaining in Amharic, I am going to be showing you my 100% Teff Injera today, which is 100% sourdough fermented Injera. This Injera needs a starter, so I made my starter a couple of months ago, and that's how I've been able to make Injera every week. If you do not have a starter, you can watch the little clip that I have at the end of this video that shows you how to make your Injera starter. All you will need is Teff and water, and the recipe for this Injera is also just Teff and water, which is why it's an authentic traditional sourdough Ethiopian Injera, Ethiopian bread. So I'm ready to start. I hope you're ready. In this container, we have 1 cup of batter from my injera that I made today, about 2 cups of the liquid that I had poured out prior to making the injera, which you will see later on what I mean by that. So it's also ersho, but it's mostly liquid. It's part of the starter. And I also added in 1 cup of water when I was rinsing out, because all of this was in here and I was rinsing it out before I washed it. So that's why it looks like a lot, but it's literally just 1 cup of the starter and the liquid that I extracted, which is also gonna help with the fermentation process. That's why I kept it. And then 1 cup of water. Okay, so, and in here we have 5 cups of Teff. So I'm going to show you how I make the dough for the injera. So first I add my starter and water combination. We will need more water as we go along, but for now let's just use what we have. So እንጀራውን ለማብካት መጀመሪያ ያጠራቀምኩትን እርሾ ቅድም እንጀራ ስጋግር 1 ኩባያ አስተርፌ ነበረ እና ቅድም ያቀረርኩትንም ከላይ የነበረውን ሊኩዊድም እዚህ ውስጥ አድርጌዋለሁ። በተጨማሪ ደግሞ 1 ኩባያ ውሃ ለማለቅለቅ ይሄን ለማለቅለቅ ቅድም የተጠቀምኩትንም አድርጌበታለሁ። ለዛ ነው ብዙ የሚመስለው እንጂ ለዛም ነው እንደዚህ ቀጭን የሆነው እንጂ ይሄ ሁሉ እርሾ አይደለም። እንደዛ አድርጌ ከዛ ደግሞ ጤፉን አረግበታለሁ። then I add my Teff ለእናንተ ለማሳየት እንዲያመቸኝ ብዬ ነው እንጂ ኖርማሊ እኔ ካፖቹን ቀጥታ እዛ ውስጥ ጠርሙስ ውስጥ ነው የማረገው። ጤፉን እንደዚህ ከሌላ ኮንቴነር አልገለብጠውም። ይሄ ያስቸግራል ለማረግ፣ ግን ለማሳየት ብዬ ነው። እና ይሄንን ታቦኩታላችሁ። መጀመሪያ ደረቅ ያለ ሊጥ እንዲሆን ነው ማቦካው። ከዛ ውሃ ጨምሬ አቀጥነዋለሁ። ግን በጣም ስለደረቀ ትንሽ ውሃ ላድርግበት። ውሃ ስጨምር ቀዝቃዛ ውሃ ነው የማደርግበት። ፊልተርድ ካረጋችሁ ከዚህም ይሻላል፣ ግን እኔ ዝም ብዬ ታፕ ነው የማደርገው። So because the dough is a little too thick, I'm adding water as I need it. I'm using cold tap water. If you use filter, it's even better. But I'm using tap. So I need this for about 10 minutes. I'm going to show you what it would look like at the end, because I'm not going to make you watch 10 minutes of me doing this. So ለ10 ደቂቃ አብኩቸው አሳያችኋለሁ ምን እንደሚመስል። አሁን 5 ደቂቃ ሆኖታል። ላሳያችሁ ምን እንደሚመስል። እንደዚህ እስከሚሆን ድረስ አብኩቸዋለሁ በደረቁ እና አሁን ውሃ ልጨምርበት ነው። ውሃ እየጨመርኩኝ ደግሞ እያቀጠንኩት እያቦካው ትሄዳለሁ። So this is how it looks right now. It's thick, so I'm going to add water and continue to knead. So I've been doing this now for 5 minutes. So I'm going to do an additional 5 minutes as it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and then I will show you what the resulting consistency would look like. It's hard to measure your liquids with injera because you never know how much starter you're going to start with every single time. So you might have more starter, more liquid that you've extracted from the previous batch. So you don't need to measure for the most part. You just need to see what a good consistency looks like. And really what really matters is the last, how much liquid you extract at the end. The beginning, even if you have too much liquid in there, it's fine because you pour it out. After your abseed, even if you put a little bit of additional liquid, it's fine because you can also filter that before you make your injera. So really, it's no biggie. Don't worry too much about the measurements of your liquid. You don't want it to be too much water so that the yeast doesn't have enough, the natural yeast, the starter, doesn't have enough dough to feed on because you've drowned everything out. But you also should not worry too much about it. So I'll show you what the consistency should look like at the end. በእንግሊዝኛ እንዳስረዳሁት ሜዠርመንት ማልሰጣችሁ ለሊኩዊዱ ስለሚያስቸግር ነው ለመስጠት። መጀመሪያውኑ ስንት እርሾአችሁ እንዴት እንደሆነ ይቅጠን ይወፍር ምን እንዳረጋችሁት አሁን እኔ ያረኩትን አይታችሁታል። ግማሹ ውሃ ነበረ፣ በጣም ጨረር ያለ እርሾ ነበረ ስለቀላቀልኩት ከውሃም ጋር ካጠለልኩትም ጋር። ስለዚህ ሊኩዊዱን ሜዠር ለማድረግ ስለሚያስቸግር ዋናው ኮንሲስተንሲው ነው፣ ቅጥነቱ የሊጡና ያሁኑ ኮንሲስተንሲ doesn't matter because አንዴ ካቦካችሁት በኋላ ከ6 ቀን በኋላ ወደ ላይ የወጣውን ውሃ መድፋታችሁ ስለማይቀር ብዙም አያስጨንቃችሁ። አብሲትም ካረጋችሁ በኋላ የምትጨምሩት ሊኩዊድ ልትጋግሩ ስትሉ ስለምታጠሉት እንደገና ብዙም አያስጨንቃችሁ። ግን ኮንሲስተንሲውን ብዙም ባታቀጥኑ ጥሩ ነው። ቅድም እንዳልኩት ደግሞ እርሾ ከሌላችሁ እንዴት አድርጋችሁ እንደምታዘጋጁት ወደ መጨረሻ አሳያችኋለሁ። So if you don't have a starter to start with, there will be a video a little clip at the end of this video to show you how you can prepare your starter from scratch. All right, so I've added about 1.5 cups and I will continue to mix. I might need more water, I might not. I will keep you posted. ተጨማሪ ውሃ ካስፈለገኝም አሳያችኋለሁ። ግን አይመስለኝም ቀጠን ብሏል። ግን የመጀመሪያው ዙር ላይ ከሚወፍር ቢቀጥን ነው እኔ የሚሻለኝ። ሲወፍር ለማጥለል ያስቸግረኛል። ከ6 ቀን በኋላ ለማጥለል ሲወፍር ያስቸግረኛል። ሲቀጥን ግን በብዛት ሆኖ ከላይ ቁጭ ስለሚልልኝ ለማጥለል ይቀለኛል። እናንተ እንደፈለጋችሁት ሞክሩና የሚሻለውን እዩት። I was just explaining that I normally like it on the thinner side because it is easier to then pour out the liquid on day 6. If you make it thicker, it will be harder to pour the liquid out because it won't be a thick layer of liquid, and you might also be pouring out some of your batter in the process. So I find it easier when it's on the thinner side. So even though I started with a thicker batter, I feel lumps. So the reason why I start with a thicker batter is why I need a thick batter first before I add water, additional water, is because I don't want lumps, and it's easier that way, but I still feel lumps. See, there's still lumps. But sometimes I just leave them. I just leave the lumps. After working it for 10 minutes, if I still feel lumps, I literally just leave it, and during the fermentation process, those lumps will be gone. Or the whole jar will be, because of the liquid surfacing to the top, you might end up with a lumpy dough, which will be easy to work with anyways after. በወፍራሙ ያቦካሁት ቀደም እንደዚህ እንዳይጓጉልብኝ ነበር፣ ግን የጓጉሉ ፓርቶች አሉ። ግን ችግር የለውም፣ ሲቦካ መፍረሳቸው አይቀርም። ቲንክ ይበቃዋል። ቀደም ያስተረፍኳትን ውሃ ላርግበትና በቃ ይብቃው። I'm just gonna rinse my hand. No batter goes to waste, no teff goes to waste. So I'm just rinsing my hand with the water that I had left over from earlier, from what I poured earlier. Okay, so this is the consistency. I hope that helps you figure out how thin it is. It's quite thin. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like this for 6 days. Yeah, I will see you then, and then we will see how to prepare the absit. So I would recommend that you don't tighten the bottle, because if you tighten it, it will leak out of the bottle. And yeah, I was actually terrified once. I accidentally wasn't mindful, and I tightened it, and I heard something sounding like it was about to explode. Well, it actually sounded like some raccoons were like scratching at something inside the house. I was like, oh my god, some sort of animals in the house. But it was just the bubbles making their way out of the container, and then I was scared to open it because I was scared it was going to explode on me. Anyway, so don't tighten the lid. If you tighten it and you remember, or you start hearing those sounds, or it starts pouring out, then you'll never tighten it again. You'll be mindful. So yeah, አጣጥቁት። ካጠበቃችሁት ኤክስፕሎድ ሊያደርግባችሁ ይችላል፣ ሊያፈስባችሁ ይችላል። Sorry, I wanted to mention, I completely forgot. You should leave it on your countertop, or I personally prefer putting it on the floor next to my oven. But I know that if you have kids that are running around in the kitchen, then you probably don't want to put it on the floor, especially because it's not a tight lid and they might spill it. So you can put it on your countertop. I put it on the floor next to the oven because I think my countertop is a bit cold because it's marble, and I don't want that to affect the fermentation process of the leet. And also I have it in a jar, so if it's cold, I think it will keep it cold. And I just prefer putting it on the floor so that it's not as cold. This amount of injera, so the 5 cups of flour, normally makes my family about 15 injera, which I know is not a lot, but that's how much injera we consume in a week. We only eat injera about twice a week, and then a few times with our eggs in the morning. But in general, this is sufficient for my family. If you are a larger family or you eat injera every day, then I would increase accordingly. Like I said, this makes about 15 injeras on a 34-inch frying pan. If you're using a mitad, it would be a lot less because it's a bigger mitad. Okay, so ለ15 እንጀራ ነው እንደዚህ ያቦካሁት። ብዙ ከሆናችሁ ወይም ብዙ ጊዜ ከሆነ በሳምንት የምትበሉት ጨምሩት። እኔ 2 ነን እና በሳምንት 2 ቀን ብቻ ነው የምንበላውና ለዛ ነው ይሄ የሚበቃኝ። ጠርሙስ ደግሞ የተጠቀምኩት በፕላስቲክ ፈርመንት ስናደርግ ከፕላስቲኩ ኬሚካሎች ምግቡ ውስጥ ሊገቡ ስለሚችሉ እሱን ለመከላከል ብዬ ነው በጠርሙስ ፈርመንት ማረጋው። በቃ እንደሱ እሱን ልንገራችሁ ብዬ ነው። ይሄን ደግሞ መሬት ላይ ነው ማረገው እኔ ከመጣድ አጠገብ ከኦቨኑ አጠገብ ማረገው ሙቀት አለው ብዬ ስለማምን ነው። ይሄ ካውንተር ቶፑ ማርብል ስለሆነ ይቀዘቅዛልና እንዳይቀዘቅዝ ብዬ ነው። ግን ልጅ ካላችሁ የሚሯሯጥ ካውንተር ቶፕን ብታረጉት የሚሆን ይመስለኛል። ካስቸገራችሁ እንደገና አዲሽናል ቀን ፈርመንት አድርጉት ከሞከራችሁት በኋላ። ፈርመንቴሽን ፒሪየዱን ሊያበዛው ነው የሚችለው እንጂ አይሳካም ማለት አይደለም። ቀዝቃዛ ስለሆነ ግን ማርብል ፈርመንት ለማድረግ አዲሽናል ጊዜ ሊያስፈልገው ይችላል። በቃ ከ6 ቀን በኋላ እንገናኝ። see you in 6 days። አሁን ካቦካውት 6 ቀን ስለሞላው አብሲቱን እንጣል። So it's been 6 days since I mixed the flour and the water and set it aside to ferment. So now we're going to pour out the liquid and create a porridge from a portion of this dough and add it back into it. So I'm going to explain as I go through it, but I just wanted to explain to you what we're going to be doing now. ውስጡን ላሳያችሁ። So that's how it looks on the inside, and it's been fermented for 6 days now. እንደዚህ ነው የሚመስለው። እንዳያችሁት ለ6 ቀን ፈርመንት አድርጌዋለሁ። ከላይ ያለውን አሁን መድፋት ነው ያለብን. So we have to clear everything that's on top. So all of those white bubbles that you saw, we have to pour out along with the liquid, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. ቀስ ብዬ ነው የምደፋው አብሮ ሊጡም እንዳይሄድብኝ። ከዛ ማንኪያ መጣና so I'll take a spoon and I will scoop out the white part. The reason why I don't bring the bottle back up to standing position is because I don't want the white part to mix with the dough. ነጩ ፓርት እንደምታዩት ማንኪያው ላይ እንዳይቀላቀል ከሊጡ ጋር እንደዚሁ እንዳረኩት ነው ነጩን ፓርት የምገፈው እና ይሄ ጠርሙስ ትራንስፓረንት በመሆኑ ከውጭም ለማየት ያግዘኛል። So because I'm using a clear bottle, it's easy for me to see from the outside whether I've got it all. I mean, it's impossible to get it all, to be honest, but if you get as much as you can out, then that's ideal. So that's how it looks now. So you'll see that there's still some white stuff around the bottle. So for that I take a paper towel and I just wipe around it. So here are some recycled paper towel. And I just go in the jar and I wipe around to get rid of the white stuff that's stuck on the bottle, on the wall of the bottle. እንደምታዩት የጠርሙሱ ግድግዳ ላይ የተለጠፈውን ለማንሳት እንደዚህ በፔፐር ታወል እያዞርኩኝ አነሳዋለሁ ማለት ነው። የምችለውን ያህል አውጥቻለሁ። ሁሉም መውጣት የለበትም፣ ለማውጣትም ያስቸግራል። This is what it looks like now. I pretty much got most of it, but you'll see that there's still a bit of white part on top, a white film that's broken up, but it's still on top. I'm not even sure what it's called exactly, but yeah, so you get out as much as you can, and that's how mine looks right now. አሁን ደግሞ ውሃ ጨምርበታለሁ። ውሃ ጨምሬ በደንብ አድርጌ አቦካዋለሁ እንደገና ምንም የጓጎለ ፓርት እንዳይኖረው። ከዛ አብሲት እንጥላለን። So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add water and mix it. I don't really add the amount of water that I add. The important thing is the consistency of the dough later. So I'll just continue to add, and I'm adding cold water. እንደዚህ ቀዝቃዛውን ጨምሬ አቦካዋለሁ። በኋላ ታዩታላችሁ እንዴት አይነት ኮንሲስተንሲ መሆን እንዳለበት እንጂ ውሃ ሜዠር እያረኩኝ አይደለም ውሃ የምጨምረው። እንደዚህ አድርገን በእጃችን በደንብ ማብካት አለብን። የጓጎለ ነገር መኖር የለበትም አብሲት ሲጣል። So the step after this, once we get all of the lumps out of the dough, the next step is to make a sort of a porridge from this that we're going to add back into the batter to make the injera tomorrow. Okay, so that looks like that was a sufficient amount of water. So that's the consistency of the dough. And there are no lumps. እንደዚህ ሆኖ ምንም የጓጎለ ፓርት ሳይኖረው ሲቀር አብሲቱን ለማዘጋጀት እንችላለን ማለት ነው። አብሲት ለመጣል ይሄንን ድስት ነው የምጠቀመው። 2 ኩባያ ውሃ አረግበትና እጥደዋለሁ። ለአብሲቱም ቀዝቃዛ ውሃ ነው መፍላቱ ስለማይቀር ቀዝቃዛ ውሃ ነው የምጠቀመው። ይሄም ሜዠርመንቱ ፐርፌክት መሆን የለበትም። 1 ኩባያ 2 ኩባያ ይሄንን ውሃ ከ1 ኩባያ ሊጥ ጋር ነው አብሲት የምንጥለው። So now that I have my 2 cups of water, in order to make the porridge, I will also need 1 cup of the Teff dough. The measurements do not have to be perfect. All right, so here we are. I'm going to put it on medium high. The number will vary depending on your stove. I'm going to put it on 6. Mine goes up to 9, so I'm going to put it on 6.5. ከምጣድ ሊለያይ ስለሚችል ስንት ቁጥር ላይ አርጉት ብዬ አልነግራችሁም። እኔ 6.5 ላይ አርጌዋለሁ። የኔ እስከ 9 ስለሆነ የሚሄደው 6.5 ማለት ሚዲየም ሃይ ማለት ነው እና እሱ ላይ አርጌ እስከሚፈላ ድረስ እጠብቀዋለሁ። ሙሉ ለሙሉ እስከሚፈላ አልጠብቅም። ትንሽ አረፋ ሳይሆን ባብል እስከሚኖረው ነው የምጠብቀው። ይሄው እንደምታዩት እንደዚህ እስከሚሆን ብቻ ነው የምጠብቀው። ሙሉ ለሙሉ እስከሚፈላ አልጠብቀውም። I don't really wait until it has boiled fully. I just wait until it has the little bubbles that are starting to come up, and then I lower the heat to 4, or 3.5 is even enough, so medium low, and I add in the Teff batter, the Teff dough. እና ልክ እንደዛ ትንሽ መፍላት ሲጀምር እሳቱን ቀንሼ ወደ ሚዲየም ሎ አነስተኛ እሳት ላይ አርጌ ጤፉን አረጋዋለሁ እና አሁን ማማሰል ማቆም የለብንም እንዳይጓጉልብን። ሊጓጉልም ይችላል and that's fine ከጓጎለ, but we can't stop. We have to continuously stir so that we don't get little lumps. And you will notice very quickly that your batter will become thick. If you find it that you're starting to get lumps, lower it even some more. So I'm going to lower it a little bit because mine is getting really thick already and I don't want to risk getting lumps. እና መጓጎል ከጀመረባችሁ ወይም በጣም በቶሎ መወፈር ከጀመረ እሳቱን መቀነስ ትችላላችሁ። እና በቃ ሙሉ ለሙሉ ሲወፍር ሽሮ ሲመስል ወፍራም ሽሮ ሲመስል ማጥፋት ትችላላችሁ። በፍጥነት ነው የሚያልቀው። እኔ እንደዛ ነው የማረጋው። So once it's a thick porridge, which I will show you later what that should look like. Once it's a thick porridge, you can just shut it off and go to your next step, which I will be describing. Okay, so mine is done. This is how it looks. So I always tell my husband it looks like a chocolate fondue. There are lumps, I can see lumps, but it's no issue. እና እንደዚህ ሲመስል በቃ ታቆሙና ታጠፉትና ወደሚቀጥለው step እንሄዳለን. So the next step, this is what I do. I'm not sure if that's what most people do, but just so it doesn't get even more lumpy as it cools down, as you'll notice that it's getting lumpier when it's cooling down. So እንደዚህ የጓጎለ እንዳይሄድ እስከሚቀዘቅዝ ድረስ ውሃ አረግበታለሁ። ቀዝቃዛ ውሃ ዘርጌ ትንሽ ውሃ አረጌ አማስለዋለሁ። So I have added cold water and I just mix it in. I mix it until it becomes back to that fondue consistency again. And I'm doing this so that it doesn't get lumpy over time while it cools. No, አማስለዋለሁ አብሲት እስከሚመስል ድረስ። መጀመሪያ ውሃውን ስታረጉት የተበጣጠሰ ነገር ነው የሚመስለው እና አብሲት እስከሚመስል እንደገና አማስዬ ከዛ ጊዜ ካላችሁ እንደዚሁ ውጭ ማስቀመጥ ትችላላችሁ እስከሚቀዘቅዝ። ቀዝቅዞ ነው ሊጥ ውስጥ ተመልሶ እዚህ ውስጥ መግባት ያለበት ከቀዘቀዘ በኋላ ነው። እኔ ግን ብዙም ሰዓት ስለሌለኝ አሁን እየመሸ ስለሆነ ፍሪጅ ውስጥ ከተዋለሁ። እንደዚሁ አርጌ ከድኜ በዚሁ በድስቱ እንዳለ ፍሪጅ ውስጥ ከተዋለሁ። I'm going to put it in the fridge so that it cools down. It takes about an hour or two, and when the temperature is room temperature or even colder, then I will mix it back into my batter. So I will see you then. አብሲቱን ለ3 ሰዓት አቀዘቀዝኩት። እንደዚህ ይመስላል። አሁን ሊጥ ውስጥ ቀላቅለዋለሁ። ግን ቅድም እናሳያችሁ የጓጎለ ፓርት ትንሽ ስላለው ይሄን እየተጠቀምኩኝ ላዩ ላይ ያረኩኝ ነው የጓጎለውን እንዳያስገባ ወንፊት ተጠቀማለሁ ማለት ነው። So I'm going to add the porridge into the teff batter, but I'm filtering it through just in case we have lumps, which we saw earlier. I don't want the lumps to get in because that could create some bumpy injera. Okay. It is extra cool. All right, so once you have all of the absit in your container, you mix it in. አብሲቱን ጠርሙስ ውስጥ ካረጋችሁ በኋላ በደንብ አርጋችሁ እንደገና አዋህዱት። በደንብ አዋህዳችሁ ውሃ ጨምሩበት እስከሚቀጥን ድረስ ካስፈለገ። እኔን ቅድም እያዋሃድኩኝ ጨምሬበታለሁ። እንደዚህ ነው ቅጥነቱ። So it should be lump free and it should be crepe consistency. If you need to add more water, add more water. This is the time to add all the water because once you're about to make the injera, you can't add any more water. So add water and make sure it's runny, like crepe consistency or even thinner than crepe consistency. And if it's too runny, you can always discard the liquid tomorrow morning, but you can never add any. So it's better that it's thin than rather than thick. እና ከቻላችሁ በደንብ አቅጥኑት። ውሃ ነገ ማድረግ ስለማይቻል ዛሬ ማቅጠን ነው የሚሻለው። ነገ ልትጋግሩት ስትሉ ምንም አይነት ውሃ መጨመር አትችሉም፣ ግን ወደ ላይ የወጣውን ውሃ ማፍሰስ ስለሚቻል ማቅጠን ነው የሚሻለው። አሁን ይሄንን ከድኜ ብዙም ሳላጠብቅ ላላ አርጌ አስቀምጨው ከ8 ሰዓት ወይም 10 ሰዓት በኋላ አዩና ከደረሰና ከላይ ያለው አረፋ ከሌለው እጋግረዋለሁ። ካለው ግን መጠበቅ አለበት አረፋው እስከሚጠፋ። አሁን እዚህ ማታ ስለሆነ ሌሊቱን በሙሉ ነው ማስቀምጠው ከዛ ጠዋት እናየዋለን። So I'm going to leave it like this on the floor, or you can leave it on your countertop for 8 to 10 hours. So I'm going to leave it overnight because it's currently 10 p.m. here. So I'm going to leave it overnight and I will make the injera in the morning. We will see it tomorrow. If in the morning I check it and it is foamy on top, then it's not ready. It has to be a clear liquid on top. If it's foamy, we have to give it more time. እንግዲህ 11 ሰዓት ሆኖታል አብሲቱን ቀላቅዬ ሊጡን ካስቀመጥኩት. So it's been 11 hours since I mixed in the porridge that we made yesterday and left it overnight. It's not that much of a separation. It's quite small. You can see it up here. This is how it looks. There shouldn't be any foam on top. So the next step will be to remove that layer of liquid. We don't discard it, so we're just gonna put it into this cup, mix the rest, and see if the consistency is how we like it. If it's not how we like it, then we add a little bit of this until we get the consistency that we want. We can't add any additional water. We can only use what's in here. So we pour the liquid out and then slowly put it in until we have the consistency we want. Now ከላይ የተጣለለውን ውሃውን በዚህ ጆግ እቀዳውና ከዛ ማስዬ ወይም አዋህጄ እንደምፈልገው አይነት ቅጥነት ካልሆነ ከዚህ ትንሽ ጨምራለሁ። ውሃ መጨመር ስለማንችል ከዚህ እዚህ ውስጥ ቀድተን ትንሽ በትንሽ እያደረግን ነው ማቅጠን የምንችለው። ከዛ በላይ መቅጠል ካለበት ደግሞ እንግዲህ ወፍራም እንጀራን የሚሆነው እንጂ እንደገና ውሃ ካረግን እንደገና ደግሞ ሌላ 10 ሰዓት መጠበቅ ይኖርብናል እስከሚያጠል። እንዳልኳችሁ ብዙም የለውም የኔ ብዙም የጠለለ ነገር የለውም። ስለዚህ አሁን እጄን ታጥቤ እንደገና አማስለዋለሁ አዋህደዋለሁ። All right, so time to mix it. Hopefully I don't need to add any more of this. It might be thin enough. Yep, it's thin enough. So I'm not going to even need this liquid. ይሄንን ያወጣሁትን እርሾ ላይ ቀላቅለዋለሁ ለሚቀጥለው ዙር እንጂ ምንም አላስፈልገኝም። ቀጭን ነው ሊጡ። ለመጋገር ዝግጁ ነን ማለት ነው። ለመጋገር ከዚህ መውጣት ስለማይቀል በዚህኛው አርጌው ነው የመጋገረው እና I'm going to pour it into this bigger container. In terms of volume, it's not actually bigger, but it's just easier for me to maneuver when I'm making the injera. All right, ስለዚህ ልገልብጠው። ትንሽ አስተርፌያለሁ። ታያችኋል። አንድ እንጀራ የሚወጣው አይነት አስተርፌያለሁ። እንደዚህ ማስተርፈው ለሚቀጥለው ዙር እርሾ ሆኖ ይጠቅመኛል ማለት ነው። ለሚቀጥለው ዙር እዚህ ላይ ነው ጤፉንና ውሃውን ቀላቅዬ እንጀራ የሚሆንልኝ። ይሄንንም እዚሁ አደርገዋለሁ፣ እዚህ ውስጥ ቀላቅለዋለሁ። So I'm just going to use this for my next batch of injera. It's just about 1 injera amount that I left in here. I'm going to wash it and everything, but just for now I'm just going to put it away so that we can go on with making the injera. So the liquid that I removed earlier, I'm going to add it in here as well because it's going to help us ferment the next batch. All right, so we're ready to start. So I actually make my injera on a frying pan. I only use this frying pan for injera. I don't use it for anything else. It literally gets stored away as soon as I'm done, and then it comes back out next week. I don't use it for any kita, nothing, just injera. So it's a pretty big one. I think it's 32 centimeters or 34 centimeters actually. So that's what I'm going to be using. This is baking soda that I added last week after I finished making the injera, and I leave it on there for the week, and then I just wipe it off and make the next batch. So I don't really wash this pan. I just add the baking soda and then wipe it off and make the injera. እና ምጣድ ስለሌለኝ እኔ በመጥበሻ ነው የምጋግረው። ቤኪንግ ሶዳ ነው ያረኩበት ጨው አይደለም ላስት ዊክ ስጋገር ቤኪንግ ሶዳ አርጌ ነው ያስቀመጥኩት አሁን ይሄንን ጠርጌ እንጀራውን ለመጋገር ጀምራለሁ እስከዛ ኦቨኑን ማሞቅ እችላለሁ ስቶቬ እስከ 9 ስለሆነ የሚሄደው 6.5 ላይ አርጌ ነው ማሞቀው በኋላ ስጋገር ግን ወደ 6 ከዛ ደግሞ ወደ 5.5 እቀንሰዋለሁ but for now I'm going to preheat at a medium high so 6.5 and I'm going to remove the baking soda from the pan I'm going to let it heat up a little bit once your pan is heated take half a cup of injera dough so ግማሽ ኩባያ ሊጣችሁን አርጋችሁ ትጋግሩታላችሁ እኔ እንደዚህ ባንዴ ገልብጬ ማሽከርከርን ነው የምመርጠው ከጋለ በኋላ እሳቱን መቀነስ ይቻላል እኔ ትንሽ ወደ 6 ከ6.5 ወደ 6 አውርጃለሁ so I lower the heat a little bit once I start making the injera and once you have 80 to 90% of the ice so you can see there then you can close the lid You only need to close the lid for about a minute. So ክዳኑን ለአንድ ደቂቃ ወይም ከአንድ ደቂቃ በታች ነው የሚከደነው ከዛ እንዳነሳችሁት ደግሞ በጨርቅ መጠረግ አለበት This is so that the condensation from this injera doesn't drip onto the next. So you have to wipe it dry. And then you take out your injera. And you set it somewhere where it can dry. Again, you wait until about 80% of the bubbles have popped or አይኑ እስከሚወጣ ከዛ ትከድኑታላችሁ and then you close the lid and let it steam so the reason why we steam is so that the injera stays soft if we cooked it with the lid off the whole time then it would be a dry injera we want injera to be soft so that it's easy to fold in with the stews while you're eating it እና እንደምታውቁት እንጀራው ሶፍት እንዲሆን ነው ክዳኑን የምንዘጋው You do not want to add one fresh injera on top of another. You have to use 2 different plates. So once it cools down, then you move it over to another plate. So every fresh injera has to be set on somewhere where it can get air. So that's why I'm using 2 separate plates. Always play around with the setting of the temperature of your oven. I had changed it from 6.5 to 6 and then I found that to be still too hot so I had gone all the way back to 5 and now I'm back at 5.5. And each one of our stoves and each one of our pans are all different so you have to figure out the temperature on your own. እኔ እንዳልኩት አሁን ለኔ ሳግል በ6.5 ነበር ያጋልኩት። ከዛ 6 ጋር ወርጄ ነበር። አሁን ደግሞ 5.5 ላይ ነው እየጋገርኩኝ ያለሁት። ብዙ ከጋለ ቂጡ ይዝባቸዋል። እንደገና እንጀራ መጋገር የጀመርኩት ለተለያዩ ምክንያቶች ነው። መጀመሪያውኑ ኮቪድ መጥቶ ከኢትዮጵያ የሚመጣልን እንጀራ ተቋርጦ ነበረ። ወይም እንደለመድነው በሳምንት 5 የሚመጣ እንጀራ አልነበረም። በሳምንት አንዴ ምናምን ነበር የሚመጣው ከኢትዮጵያ የሚመጣው እንጀራ እና እኛ እሱን ነበር የምንበላው። እና እንደዛ ሲሆን የራሴን ልጋገር ብዬ ነው የጀመርኩት። እና ደግሞ የኢትዮጵያውን እንጀራ ለኛ ምንን እንበላዋለን እንጂ ለልጄ አምኜ ለመስጠት ዝግጁ አልነበርኩም። ስለማይሻግት የሆነ ምን እንደሚጨምሩበት አናቅም ብዬ ለልጄ ለመስጠት ዝግጁ አልነበርኩም። ስለዚህ ለሱ ስል መጀመሪያ የማይቀርም ነበር ኮሮና ባይመጣም። እና ለዛ ነው በራሴ የጤፍ እንጀራ ልጀምር ብዬ የተነሳሳሁት። 1-2 ወር ይሆነኛል አሁን። As I was explaining, I started making my own injera. One, because the teff only injera that we were getting from Ethiopia was no longer coming at the same frequency as it used to because of Corona. And second, that injera never really got moldy, like if you left it out. And that was a little bit like worrisome. We still ate it, but I wouldn't feel comfortable giving it to my baby. So I was planning to start anyways for him. So I was planning to start making teff only injera for him anyways. So it just expedited the process and made me start sooner. Teff only injera made this way, this traditional way, slow fermented for 6+ days, almost 7 days actually, is healthy because by slow fermenting we are removing all of the anti-nutrients that are in the grain. ለዛም ነው ሆዳችንንም የማይነፋው አንቲኒውትሪየንቶቹን ስለጠፉ እና ጠቃሚ ባክቴሪያ ስለተጨመረበትም ነው። የመጨረሻ እንጀራችን እንደኔ ቀደም ወደዚህ ውስጥ ስገለብጠው ካላስቀመጣችሁ ትንሽ ሊጥ አሁን ማስቀረት አለባችሁ ለሚቀጥለው እንጀራ እንዲሆናችሁ። አሁን ስለጨረስን ኦቨኑን አጥፍተን ቤኪንግ ሶዳ እንጨምራለን። So as I was saying, if you did not set aside a little bit of lead so about 1 injera's worth, so half a cup of lead from your previous from this batch for your next batch, then please leave some now. But if you did like I did earlier, when I poured it into this container, I set aside a little bit of ersho, we call it ersho or starter, for my next batch. So I pretty much used it all up. There's only a little bit left because I've already set it aside. But if you haven't, please set it aside. And so now that I'm done, I've turned off the oven and I'm going to put some baking soda on the frying pan and leave it aside. I leave it with the baking soda on so that next week when I'm ready, I just heat it up, wipe the baking soda off and start making my injera. Okay, and I use aluminum free baking soda because aluminum is a heavy metal that has been linked to various health conditions such as Alzheimer. And so I try to stay away from aluminum. I don't use aluminum containers to make food. And I also do not use aluminum containing baking soda. መጥበሻዬ ላይ ቤኪንግ ሶዳ አርጌ ነው ለአንድ ሳምንት የማስቀምጠው። ቤኪንግ ሶዳ የማረገው ጨው ማረግ ስለማልችል ነው። የኔ መጥበሻ ላይ ምጣድ ከሆነ ጨው ከማረግ ከለመዳችሁ ጨዋችሁን አርጉ። እኔ ግን ቤኪንግ ሶዳን ማረግበት የምጠቀመው ቤኪንግ ሶዳ ደግሞ አሉሚነም የለውም። አሉሚነም ለጤናችን መጥፎ ስለሆነ አልዛይመርም ሊያስከትል ስለሚችል የሜሞሪ ድካም ማለት ነው ሊያስከትል ስለሚችል አሉሚነም ኮንቴነር እና አሉሚነም ያለው ቤኪንግ ሶዳ ባትጠቀሙ ጥሩ ነው። እኔ የምጠቀመው ቤኪንግ ሶዳ ከአማዞን ነው የገዛሁትና ከስር ዲስክሪፕሽን ሴክሽን ስር አስቀምጥላችኋለሁ። So I'm just going to leave the pan like this for the week. እንጀራው እንደዚህ ሆኗል። እንግዲህ እንደምታዩት ተሳክቶልኛል። ለእናንተም እንደዚህ ይሳካላችኋል ብዬ አምናለሁ። እንግዲህ ሁሉንም እየገለጥኩ አላሳያችሁም ግን ተሳክቶልኛል። ቂጡ ከያዘባችሁ እንዳልኩት እሳቱን እየቀነሳችሁ ይሁት። I hope you'll be able to replicate this እንጀራ። እንጀራዬ አሪፍ ሆኖልኛል። እናንተም እንደሚሳካላችሁ እመኛለሁ። ከዚህ ሌላ ማየት የምትፈልጉት አበሳሰል ወይም እንዴት የልጄን ምግብ እንደማዘጋጅ ማወቅ ከፈለጋችሁ ባካችሁ አሳውቁኝ። If there's anything else that you'd like to see from me, any recipes on sourdough or anything else, fermentation, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell notification, and please share with family and friends who are interested in making injera. ይሄንን ቪዲዮ ከወደዳችሁት ባካችሁን ሰብስክራይብ አድርጉና ለዘመድ አዝማድ አካፍሉልኝ። እንዴት ከውሃና ከጤፍ ብቻ እንጀራ መጋገር እንደሚቻል። አሁን እኔ ካናዳ ነኝ ያለሁት የቀዝቃዛ ሀገርና እዚህ ከተሳካ እናንተም ባላችሁበት ይሳካል ብዬ ስለማምን ባካችሁ አካፍሏቸውና I hope ለእናንተም እንደሚሳካ። እንዳልኩት ሌላ ነገር ማየት ከፈለጋችሁ ባካችሁን አሳውቁኝ እና መልካም ቀን። I hope you have a wonderful day.